So you're a veteran or family member of a veteran and you're thinking of moving to Arizona. Well, in this video, I'm going to take you through some of the perks and benefits that us veterans enjoy here so you can kind of see what a great place it is to live and, make a decision for yourself if this is the right place for you to move to. We're going to go over some important categories like education, employment, recreation, entertainment, and of course, I'm a realtor. This is a real estate channel. We're definitely going to go over housing because that is where some of the best perks of being a veteran are. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to go into something a little niche that you may or may not have heard of. That's low-key one of the best things about being a veteran. You can get some amazing entertainment deals, but I'll show you what I mean. Stick around to the end. You don't want to miss it. Let's get things going right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, living, and moving to Maricopa, to Phoenix, any of the surrounding cities, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget the little bell icon so that you can get notified every time I drop a new video. My name is Mike Millets. I am an Army veteran myself. I get questions, calls, texts from people all the time wanting to know more about Maricopa and the surrounding housing market. So if you are planning a move in the next 9 days or 9 months, then please reach out to me. I would love to be of service, love to help you make sure that it's the smoothest move possible. And also, if you're a veteran, help make sure that you are getting the most out of your veteran benefits. So really quick about me, I was in the Army for 6 years myself. I got out in 2015 and life was different back then. It's important to note that your mileage will of course vary for these various programs. There's different qualification levels, and so it's going to be really hard to go into the nuances depending on whether you're, a Purple Heart recipient, or if you're retired, or if you have a disability rating, et cetera, et cetera. There's all sorts of different ways you can get out of the military. Generally, dishonorable discharge will disqualify you from a lot of this stuff, of course. But at any rate, because all these are so nuanced, it's really difficult to go into the nitty-gritty of each of them without making it a 4-hour long video. So we're going to touch over the basics. Forgive me if I'm a little too brief, but please reach out if you have any specific questions. I can help you at least find the right place to look, if not help you myself directly. So we're going to start off with education benefits. And, education is one of the biggest, most important perks of being in the military, having spent time in the military. Of course, the different branches handle things differently while you're in the service, but afterwards, the GI Bill kind of trumps it all. It's just so powerful and covers so much and has so many benefits that if Arizona were to beat that, it would have to be pretty standout. But Arizona doesn't really try in that way. Go ahead, check out the VA bill if you haven't already. I've got a great resource here. Let's see here. All right, so if you come to choose.va.gov/education-n-training, you'll be able to check your eligibility. There's a few other ways to do it too, but this is a nice, easy way to apply and see what you are eligible for with the VA GI Bill. Now, to supplement that Arizona does do some other things. They have a Purple Heart tuition waiver program, which, as the name implies, anyone with a Purple Heart, honorable discharge, and I think also with 100% disability could be eligible for 100% tuition coverage at Arizona state schools. So that's community colleges and our main universities. The VA bill or the GI Bill already kind of handles that, but there is some room to combine the two of them and just apply them differently. You'll want to speak with someone who is an expert on that. I just want to make sure you're aware that it's an option for Purple Heart recipients. There's also some other more nuanced things. For example, if you didn't graduate high school because you headed off to World War II or Vietnam or the Korean War, then you might be eligible for an honorary diploma, which isn't going to apply to everyone at this point, but just another thing that's there. There's also the ability to get instant residency if you're stationed here in Arizona, so that you can get in-state tuition prices at the universities here. For more kind of generalized education information for veterans, check out this website, dvs.az.gov/services/education. They've got more of a breakdown on what you may or may not qualify for. So a lot of good information on there if you just click through things. For employment, the Arizona state government is kind of similar to the federal government in how they handle things. They give priority hiring to veterans. If there's a test necessary to qualify for a job, then you get bonus points, 5 or 10 points depending on how well you qualify. And it can be really helpful in just giving you a clean path and something to do working with the government, since you're already used to that or have some experience with it anyway. Probably an easier transition for someone who's always been a civilian anyway. At any rate, there's also quite a few different job services you get priority servicing through the Department of Economic Security in Arizona, which, you know, among other things, has employment services to help you find a job in wherever you're headed to, in whatever the next leg of your employment path is. And a good resource for getting started with figuring things out there is des.az.gov/services/employment/veterans. Whew, I love reading out URLs, it's fun. But at any rate, there's a lot of options here, a lot of things going on. There are veteran-specific job fairs, and because Arizona in general is a military-friendly state, there tends to be a lot of veteran-focused businesses and prioritize hiring veterans, especially because I think they get some tax incentive for doing so as well. So I wanted to take a moment to kind of sideline things a little bit, go over, you know, the fact that Arizona really is a pretty veteran-friendly state. It always has been as long as I've been here, which is my entire life pretty much. Born and raised in Mesa. I'm not sure we can call it number one as far as that goes, but it's pretty high up there. And a lot of people find themselves really comfortable here after they get out of the military. Maricopa itself has, I think, a 9.4% veteran population, according to Census Bureau data. And that's compared to Maricopa County, which Maricopa isn't in, at like 7.3%. So still pretty high, but Maricopa has more of a concentration of it. And there's a lot of support within these communities in Arizona, in the whole Phoenix metro area, really. In fact, let's have a look at a map. Here is just some of the medical facilities that are available throughout the Phoenix metro area. You'll see there's several. These are, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes apart here. I'm down here in Maricopa. Oops. And you'll see there's not anything directly here. There is some in Casa Grande, which is maybe 25-30 minute drive to there. About a 40-minute drive up here, depending on traffic. At any rate, my point being, I bring that up because after I did my first, few initial visits here, almost all of my visits with the VA now are online. So it's video chat through computer, through cell phone. So it's really convenient, really easy to get things done, which, I guess could probably be said in any state. But if you do end up moving close to one of these, they're still developing stuff, and there's a lot of options for care. If you are interested in something like the American Legion, these are some of the posts that are in Arizona, or in the Phoenix metro area. Okay, here we go. In Maricopa, we have one. And, full disclosure, I actually went to the American Legion a little while back, and I think it was to give blood, because they had a blood drive there. I went inside and I asked for an application to join, and they kind of looked at me like I was crazy, like, well, you don't belong here, is the vibe that I got. But at any rate, my understanding is they are trying to change that vibe, and they're trying to make it more attractive. And then the VFW, of course, we have that here. Maricopa itself also has a veterans center, which I think my understanding is they have some different support services there, like helping you with your VA claim, for example. So definitely check it out. And again, several of them throughout the Phoenix metro area. Just in general, here in Arizona, you'll typically get warm welcomes and thank yous, and I never expect or ask for bonuses or perks or thank yous for being a veteran, but they come anyway, and I'm not in the habit of asking for my veteran discount or perks or anything, but I should, and I have taken advantage of it in certain ways. For example, in buying this house with a VA loan is life-changing, and there's some things that you need to be taking advantage of, and just enjoying the benefit that people want to give to you to thank you for your service. Another quick little bonus category: there are some tax benefits to being here in Arizona as a veteran. I don't think Arizona has super high tax rate regardless, but they don't tax on the state level retirement pay, military retirement pay, disability payment, or active duty pay. So your income is safe in that way. lets you enjoy it a little bit more and do a little bit more with it. There's also some benefits if you have disability ratings. For example, you can get some good size property tax discounts. And this is something I actually haven't done myself and I need to get around to doing. But if you get in touch with your county assessor, they'll help you figure out if and how much you qualify as far as a property tax discount. Along with that, vehicle registration. We actually just had a vehicle go completely dead on us, so we had to buy a new car. And there's a $500 tax bill waiting for us. So while I haven't taken advantage of this yet, registration for vehicles can have a pretty substantial discount for veterans, especially with disability ratings as well. You know, and with those categories, actually, it's worth pointing out, if you're a veteran in Arizona and you're dealing with a governmental organization or someone who contracts with the government, whatever, and maybe just general people as a whole, let them know you're a veteran. Like, definitely if you're looking for employment, if you're looking into education, if you're dealing with taxes, registration, anything like that, let people know you're a veteran, and you'll be surprised what comes out of the woodwork. Don't be ashamed. It's a good thing people set these systems up in place because they appreciate you and the service, and if nothing else, the sacrifice of going to all that training and possibly overseas for who knows how long. Just speak up for yourself. It's going to be worth it in many, many cases here. So let's jump real quick actually to housing benefits, because I want to save my best for last. Well, not the best. This is the best. Housing is. The VA loan is phenomenal. It's a wonderful vehicle for getting people into a home who might otherwise majorly struggle. I mean, honestly, when my wife and I bought our house about 5 years ago, we applied for a loan. I thought there was no chance I would qualify for this and that reason, but we did get approved. We got an amazing house that's been so much better than living in a tiny 2-bedroom apartment ever could hope to be. So it's been really great, and of course we've saved a lot of money compared to rent. The same place where we used to be, 5 years ago, the rent has gone up so much higher than our mortgage is now. So with that said, there's some important things to understand about the VA loan. In my opinion, a veteran is doing themselves a disservice if they don't at least look into it and see what might be possible under it. VA loan, for example, waives the requirement for a down payment, which is huge. That's a lot of money. They do typically charge a funding fee, but if you have a disability rating, then you could get that discounted or waived completely. And if you don't get it waived, then it can be lumped into the loan. So it's still easier than paying all that money up front. The main thing is you'll still be accountable for closing costs, including possible realtor fees, but there's ways to have those reduced or eliminated completely through some negotiation. The net result is you could buy a home as a veteran with no money out of pocket, and you're just starting with your first payment in a month or two. That's going to vary case by case and house by house. So let's have a conversation about it to see how things will work out for you, okay? Another important thing to know is that there's not currently a limit on how expensive a home can be. If you can qualify for it, then the VA will approve it. Also, one of the cool things about the VA loan is they don't have a minimum credit score in order to qualify for it. Now, you still have to go through a bank or financial institution to get the loan funded, and they will generally set their own minimum credit scores, but it can be 620, it can be 580. There's some that might even go lower. Usually the lower your credit score, the higher your interest rate, of course, but it still goes a long ways towards just making it an option for everyone. And that's why I say, even if you don't think you could possibly qualify for a VA loan, try it anyway. If you're not sure if you are eligible for a VA loan, I should say, for example, there's some people who have been in reserves and whatnot, and they're not sure. There's a lot of websites that will help you figure it out, but a lot of them, they're marketing. They're actually this service or that service that really just wants to get your information to start emailing you, calling you constantly to get you to sign up through them. So here's what I recommend. Go to the VA's website, va.gov/housing assistance, home loans, check COE status, etc., etc. Okay, here's where you actually sign in to check what your eligibility is. They'll give you a certificate of eligibility. If you have a good lender, they can also help you get that figured out. But this is a good resource to go to, so you're not having to depend on some salesperson who sounds slick and nice, but actually charges more interest, higher interest rates. And there are organizations out there that take advantage of veterans and, show themselves or advertise themselves as veteran friendly, but they charge you higher rates and higher upfront costs. So don't assume that because they say they're a veteran organization that they're actually looking out for your best interests. Okay, sorry, get off my soapbox. Outside of, you know, buying a home, Arizona does have a lot of resources for helping with rental problems and struggles and whatnot. There's religious organizations that'll also help with that sort of thing. A lot of them are open to people in general. Some of them are veteran specific. I'll try to provide, you know, nice cute little link down there to help you look down the right path if renting is what you're stuck with or what you choose for now. All right, and then the final category I have saved for you, you know, kind of lumping entertainment and recreation together, even though there's some nuanced differences between them. But basically, let's get out there, have some fun, right? But how do I even cover something like this? Because Arizona is a huge state. We have so many activities, so many things to do here. A lot of outdoor stuff, a lot of major sports teams, national forests, you know, incredible stuff in a useful way to you. So it's a little bit of a struggle for me on that, but let's at least point out that you get access to national parks, you get day passes. At this point, I feel like I'm kind of just stalling before I tell you about the thing that I'm most excited about in the entertainment section of this video. It's something that a lot of veterans seem to not have any idea exists, despite it, you know, a great reputation, you know, referral incentives and things like that. So there's an organization called vettix.org. They're an organization that receives tickets from so many, like tons of different events that are coming up, and they basically give them away for free. They do charge a small fee to kind of just pay for the system, keep it rolling and everything, but it can be incredible savings. Sometimes you'll get a $25 event for $10, but sometimes you'll get an event that's a few $100s for $10, $15. There are some really great tickets that you can get if you're paying attention. They're set up with alerts and everything. They don't charge you anything to use them. There's just the processing fee. I forget what they call it off the top of my head, but we've gotten some great deals. We just did a Christmas show last Friday, I think it was. And, you know, the tickets weren't super expensive, $35, $40, but we got them for about $11 per person. Not only does it save you money, but it helps you be more aware of what events are actually happening around your area. And, you know, if you live in, say, Phoenix, Arizona, Maricopa, Arizona, and you're visiting North Carolina, you can sign up for alerts for North Carolina and potentially get events there. It travels with you if you so choose to do it that way. But let's check it out real quick. This is just a local search. It's, you know, any type of venue. You can obviously adjust. I don't think they used to have an adult section here, but there we are anyway. Appreciation, arts, auto racing, blah blah blah, charity, circus, comedy, concerts, drone racing, esports. So a lot of categories. I'm not going to read them all. Wrestling, rodeo, religious, opera, musicals. Okay, cool. But they get tickets from all sorts of organizations. So let's see what they got here. Just off the top of the random head. There goes the comedy or neighborhood comedy tour, Simpsons trivia, whatever that is, Christmas movie trivia, Pratt Brothers Christmas, that's what we went to. Okay, rock and roll Christmas review. Let's see, Cabaret Noir, that's one of the adult something or another. Tempe Improv presents dueling pianos. There's a lot of Tempe improv stuff. They seem to donate a lot. Desert Ridge Improv. Oh, here's a Suns game that they are offering. So in a lot of cases, you want tickets for something, you just click a couple buttons and you're in. You pay the fee, you know. I don't think I've ever had it go over $15 for an event per person. Oftentimes it's even a little bit less. And for some of the more in-demand ones, they do it through a raffle system, a lottery system with tokens that you earn. And there's certain ways you earn tokens. One of them is that you just get some every month that you're a member of it. And, you know, there's no charge for being a member or anything like that or signing up. You also get tokens by referring another veteran. And so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do today, especially because the referred veteran gets 15 bonus tokens as well. So those tokens can help you get one of the more coveted, you know, tickets that are being offered on here. So basically, if you use my code, you get 15 tokens, I get 15 tokens. You know how it works. I don't get paid paid for this in any way, shape, or form, of course. So go ahead and scan this QR code here, and it'll take you to my referral, or you can use the link, and I'll put that in the comments or in the notes, or right here in the video. Just look for it. But it's a great way to just have access to more fun things to do, more family things to do, ways of getting out really, really affordably. I highly recommend it, and we don't use it enough. Actually, we need to use it more because we get events all the time. And here in Maricopa, at least, we're not even in a hub really. If you choose somewhere more like Phoenix, Tempe, Mesa, Scottsdale, Chandler, Gilbert, pretty much all of the main Phoenix metro area, you're going to have a ton of options, kind of ridiculous amount. So you can really start to fine tune with what kind of things you're interested in. With that said, I really hope you find VetTix to be a great resource as a veteran. Again, it's not exclusive to Arizona, so if you don't end up living here or you don't already live here, you can still take advantage of it. And I hope the rest of the video was helpful in pointing out some things where you might not have been aware of perks to living in Arizona. I'm going to go ahead and include the link to a lot of the information for this. It's a pretty long list in Arizona, but pick through and find the things that are going to be most useful to you, and so that you can really make the most out of your veteran status. So thanks again for watching. Again, I hope this video was super helpful to you, and I put out a lot more content. I'm actually picking up steam on how many videos I'm putting out, primarily about real estate and some of the communities here in and around Maricopa. And one important thing I want to point out is if you are looking for a home, or you're going to be looking for a home, don't feel like I'm too busy for you. I absolutely have time to give you a hand. Whether you're seeing this right as I put out the video or years down the line, please reach out, please ask me your questions, please give me a chance to give you a hand. And my contact information is going to be in the video notes below. So thank you so much for watching again, and have a great time. I will see you around soon.